Hello students, welcome back to the unit 2. Now we are going to see the third topic, Hibernate and databases. So JSF application can connect with the database in various ways which are listed here. Very basic concept is JDBC, Java Database Connectivity. Using Java Database Connectivity API we can able to connect with the database. So this is very common approach. The next approach is Java Data Object, JDO. Using JDO we can also able to connect database. The third one is Java Persistent API, JPA. So we can also use Persistence API to connect. And the last one is Hibernate. Using Hibernate we can also able to connect. So but in the Hibernate it is implemented with the JPA. So JPA is already connected with the JDO. And in JDO database is connected. It's a hierarchy of the connection, but the Hibernate is the latest technology which we are going to use in our course. Now you can come to know what is a Hibernate. It is actually a framework as like JSF. JSF is also a framework, you know it. So Hibernate framework is simplify the development of Java application to interact with the database. So to make any Java database connectivity with the JSF application, Hibernate provides simplified development. So it is simplifying the steps, and in the Hibernate it implements the specification of JPA. JPA is already implemented in Hibernate, so it's another thing. So it's in previous to Hibernate we had a Persistence API to connect with the database, but this JPA is now is implemented in the Hibernate. So we are directly going to use the Hibernate. So Hibernate is a open source lightweight object relational mapping that gives a solution for Java environment. So object relational mapping, ORM is a concept present in the Hibernate. It's a open source lightweight component. So Java environment can use ORM to connect with the database in the easiest way. What is the duty of this ORM? ORM simplifies data creation, data manipulation and data access in a simplified way. Okay. So it take care of mapping from Java class to the database table. So whatever the class that we prepare, it will take the class name as a table name in the database, and as well as it will take all the data types to the SQL data types with the variable name. So we have a class name, assume class name will be taken to the table name as a naming conversion, and inside the class if you have different variable with a different data type, all data type variable will be considered as a field name and data type will be considered as a SQL data type variable. It provides a faster performance and database independent queries and simplifies complex join. This is a duty of this Hibernate. So performance of this program is well, and it's very fast, and it is going to have an independent query. Query is very independent way we can make, and it's going to reduce complexity of the joining queries. In basic SQL, if you are going to join the queries, if you are going to make union, are going to have big queries, those complex query can be avoided. That's the purpose of working with the Hibernate. Now we will go to the Hibernate architecture. I said every framework has its own architecture. Well, Hibernate architecture is also Hibernate framework is also having an architecture here. Now we can look into the left side figure. So our application is there. It is connected with the object. This object is nothing but Java persistent object. The persistent object is connected with the ORM, object relational mapping, which is going to deal with the database. So it is simplest way of understanding the architecture. The right side figure will give bit elaborated way. So as like the same like application is there, the object is come up with the persistence object which connects with the Hibernate. In Hibernate we are having mapping files and configuration files. This will be dealing with the database connectivity. So this is the architecture that we have. Now we will discuss about the classes. So there are important classes are the elements of Hibernate architecture with some different classes. They are all session factory, session, connection provider, transaction and transaction factory. So these are the classes. Now we will see the purposes. Session factory is going to have factory of sessions in order to have many clients. So client will try to connect with the server. So clients of connection provider. What is the connection provider mean? It is a factory of JDBC connection. So every clients are going to connect to the database, meaning every client will have a database JDBC connection. So all these factory of connection is going to be connected with the session factory. Okay, all database clients will be the client connection will be session factory, mean group of or many number of client can connect with the database. For that reason they have session factory. We have session. It provides interface between application and data store in the database. So application data store can be connected through the session. So that's the duty of the session class. So transaction, it specifies the atomic unit of work. One transaction means it is going to have one atomic unit of work. We can also use session factory if you are going to have factory of transaction, group of transaction, group of atomic unit of work that you want to perform. Mean we can use transaction factory, but it is not a mandatory one. It kept as an optional. So using this class, the Hibernate architecture will be connecting to the database. There are steps to create a Hibernate program. The steps are listed here. So mainly we have configuration files. So configuration, two different steps of configurations are there. After finishing these two steps, we can go and prepare entity class. Entity means it prepares based on the table present in the database. It prepares automatically our class name, Java Pojo class object. So we connect some configuration here. It automatically generates Pojo class. After preparing the entity class, we have to prepare the model. Okay, model class which has a Hibernate utility and also have a DAO class. And once model is prepared, we can go with the controller. Nothing but it is our managed bean. So managed bean is our controller here. So for our namesake only we prepared separately like this. Everything can also be put together. Okay, for our understanding, we mentioned as a model and controller entity as we separated. This for our flexibility. Okay, so all these configuration can be found in the category. There is a Hibernate here. We can find all this category together. Okay, so all are available here. From this we are going to choose one by one to establish our configuration. So first of all, we will start working with the configuration. Two steps are there. We will complete this one. So to create with the Hibernate CFG, this is the first configuration file. We will click on the source package, right click on the source package, and we will find the new file window, this window. In this we have to select the Hibernate. So choose the Hibernate here. So we will choose it. Once we choose, in the right side we will find a file type. So file types are present here, in which we are going to select Hibernate configuration wizard. In this wizard, it automatically come up with Hibernate CFG file. So just we can keep the same name, no worries. We will say next. Once we set next, we are going to get the next dialog, in which we are going to select our database connection. So if you are already established a database connection in the NetBeans, all database will be appeared over here. So you are going to select whatever the database that you want. For example, I have connected here in this example with Oracle Scott user. So once you are selected your database, automatically the respective driver would be added here. You can work with MySQL, MS SQL, Java DB, or Oracle, any database that is already installed in your system. And we are going to say finish. Once it is finished, it automatically generates the XML file. Hibernate CFG XML file is created, which brings all the data related to the database connection. Your database driver, your username, your password, everything is there. But it is not bringing the highlighted one. So the highlighted one is important when we are going to run. Otherwise, we will find a runtime error. So this can be directly, you can type property as Hibernate show SQL value, we have to set true. Hibernate current session context class, we have to give the value as thread. These two are important. Either you can directly type here or we can go to the property of this XML file. In the XML file there is a miscellaneous property where you can select current session contacts class, then we can put the value as true thread. And in the property window we can also go to the configuration properties, in which we are going to say select so SQL is equal to true, we are going to assign. So once you assign the main, automatically this code would write in the CFG XML file. So for our first step is over. Now we will go to the second configuration. Now we can see Hibernate configuration wizard. This is done. Okay, next one, Hibernate reverse engineering wizard. Now Hibernate reverse engineering wizard, how we will get this new file? The same way, right click on the source package, we will get the new file here, and in this category we are going to select Hibernate. So Hibernate we are going to select, on the right side we are going to select now in the file type Hibernate reverse engineering. So this one we are going to select. Okay, once you are select, we are going to proceed next. Automatically it takes Hibernate.reverse engineering here, just proceed next. Then once we set next, the database that we connected will be connected, and it brings all the table available in the database. So which table that you want to work with, one or more table, you can select it and you can move it to the right side. So all your table will be coming to the right. If you don't want, again we can move to remove, then it will come to the left side. So you know it's easy to work. And for example, I have a table called contact, which has three fields, ID, name, phone number. 3 fields are there I have. So once you have selected this table, we are going to say finish. This will prepare XML file, Hibernate.reverse engineering.xml file, which brings to connect with your schema. That my schema is caught here, and your table name. For example, I selected contact is my table. This XML file is prepared. So now, as of now, what we prepared? We prepared 2 configuration files. So configuration file, Hibernate configuration wizard, Hibernate reverse engineering wizard. These 2 we completed. Now, after completing this, we will prepare a entity model controller. This folder we are going to prepare, and we will follow the rest of the things. So now we are going to prepare the folder. So it's for our convenience only. I am preparing 3 different folders. So namely controller, entity, model. So in this folder, for our understanding only we prepare. No worries, we can also prepare in the source package itself, it will work. But for our understanding, I am preparing 3 different folder, in which I am going to prepare rest of the things. So first of all, I am going to take the entity package folder. So the entity package or the folder I am going to open, in which I am going to map my file, and we are going to prepare the Pojo file, plain old Java object class we are going to prepare. So for that, what I will do is I will come to the Hibernate category, and I will choose mapping file Pojo from database. I have to select this one. Once you have selected this one, it will prepare hibernate.hpm file. Also it will prepare contact.java file automatically. Now once you selected this one, it will take our previous configuration that we already prepared, hibernate.cfg.xml, hibernate.reverse engineering.xml. These 2 files automatically appear over here, and we are simply going to say finish only, that's all. Once you set finish, in the entity folder or package, we will find 2 files. One is related to contact.hbm.xml, the other one is contact.java. This automatically prepared. So far we prepared everything automatically. Contact Hibernate cfg.xml, Hibernate reverse engineering XML. These 2 already prepared. Now we are in the entity. We selected Hibernate map file Pojo from database. So it automatically configured the previously prepared configuration file, and once you set finish, it automatically prepared contact HBM XML file and the table name related Java file, which has the attribute, what is that? 3 attribute, ID, person name and phone number, 3 attribute. Based on the table attribute only, it will generate the class attributes. Okay, now we go to see the class. So contact is a class, it is generated automatically. We have 3 different attributes here based on the table fields, AID, person name, phone number, these 3 are there, and it automatically generated the constructor to pass a value, and there are getter setter method according to the field available. So this is our POJO class, plain old Java object. So entity is over. Now we will go to the model package or folder. So what we are going to do is we will go to the category, the Hibernate, and in the file type we are going to select Hibernate utility. So once you are selected this one, we will give any name, maybe the same name or any different name we are going to give, and we will say finish. Once it is done, it will be added here as Hibernate utility Java file. So this also automatically generated. Now our work is we have to create a DAO file, data access object. This for naming purpose I put as a DAO, in which we are going to have some coding. This is our part. And another one, controller. So DAO and controller only the code that we are going to make. So we have to write DAO Java file manually to have what? CRUD operation. CRUD operation means create, read, update, delete. So to create, in order to create the record, read the record, update the record, delete the record, we used to shortly say as a CRUD operation. So I directly bring the methods if you want to find all the records from the database. So I put the code, and in the method in the DAO also there are unique codes which will be repeated in all the methods, and some of the few methods only we are going to uniquely write. For example, this is for finding all. So I put the method in which I have find all. This is the method name. This find method is returning a list of contacts. Contact is my contact POJO class. So list is to list the list of values. So in every class we need a session, and we need a transaction, and we are going to commit the transaction. If any error is there, we are going to roll back. So the one which is having in a red color are common. For example, session, one object equal to Hibernate utility, which we prepared earlier. This Hibernate utility class we are calling, because both are in the same folder. This class we are calling, and we get the session factory. From the session factory we will get the session. So in order to get the session, we are assigning the session. So our session is with the yes, and in order to display all the records, I am just preparing an object list of contact. One list is new array list. I am preparing empty array list in which I am going to load all the readable value, and in the try catch block I am going to begin my transaction. So my session is a yes dot begin transaction, in which inside I am going to find a criteria. So our object yes dot criteria, I am going to call the class contact dot class, and I am going to say list dot list. List is a method which lists all the records to the list which is assigned. List is array list which will be assigned to the contact list. So list of value is going to be loaded in our contact list, and once it is loaded we will say commit. That means we are end up the transaction, and if any error is occurred in middle, catch will have a block with roll back the transaction. So this is a simple step. With the same style we are going to work only the highlighted part. Once you begin the transaction, we are going to change the statement. So here we are having a criteria to load the list of value in the list. In the further we are going to change the statements. For example, if you want to find a particular person, I am going to say get person ID. I am passing whichever the ID that I want to find a particular person. Previous one was finding all the data, loading all the list of values. Here is finding a particular person. As like previous, we are loading the session. So Hibernate utility get session, get current session, get session factory, get session. So we are going to load the session first of all. After that, in order to find a particular person, I am just creating a class, contact class here. So contact class object we are preparing here, and we are going to have, as like previous, we are beginning the transaction in which we are going to load our session object that load of our contact class, in which I am going to find the particular person, whatever the person you want to identify, that person ID we are going to give here. Why we have contact here mean we are going to convert this object to the class object, which will be assigned to the class object here for returning purpose. So returning, because we are the get person ID is a method which returns a contact, a particular contact. It's not a list of contact. Previously we had list of contact, now we had only one contact. For that reason only we have created a contact class here. Through this contact class object we are going to return the value. So this value will be returned here. You see, after the try catch block we are returning the contact class object. So as like previous, we are committing the transaction. If any problem is there, it will be rolled back. In the previous, what we returned is we returned the list. We can see this one. So finding a individual record or finding all record, two different example I have given here. So finding all mean we will use a list of contact. Finding a particular mean we will directly give contact. This is a difference. If we want to create a new contact, for example, what we will do is we will say we are not going to return anything. We will just create a create method, and in which we are going to pass the contact class. As like previous, we will prepare a session, and in which we will have begin the transaction, and using the session I am going to say save. Save is a method which will save the contact. So I will take the argument object name C. C will be saved here, and we will commit the transaction. Any problem in we will roll back. So it's very easy to work. And in the same way, if you are going to update, okay, so again we will pass the contact as an argument. We will open the session, we will begin the transaction, and we will call the update, and we will say the object name as C. All other rest of the coding is similar. If you want to delete, as it is as same, only the method we are going to change to delete. All other session, begin transaction, delete is the method. After that we will commit it. If any problem we will roll back. So it's very easy to work. Okay, so this is the DAO class. Okay, DAO class we are preparing in the model. In the model we prepared. What is rest? We have controller. This is the last one where we are going to have our manager bin, in which we will call the contact class object, DAO object we will call there for our actions. So we are going to prepare a controller, that is our manager bean. So in the manager bean we will state that what is our object name and eager is true, whichever the scope you want. I have mentioned session scope here, and I am going to say the class name as a contact controller. So contact controller is for our naming purpose, which will be called by C. And to show the list of contact, I have list contact, and I am preparing array list. And for individual object I am going to have contact class as a C object here. So this is going to be prepared in the controller folder or package, in which I am having contact controller. Okay. Now in order to go for all CRUD operation, I am preparing individual method. This is for edit, here is update, create, delete. Similarly we can also go for find, get list of value, admin finding all values. Okay. So now go for if you want to create. Okay, let's see first of all create. So contact class we are calling, and we will have an object. We just create an object for contact DAO. Through this object I say create of this dot C. So this dot C, in a sense, in the class what we prepared here, through this object I am going to save. I am going to create. What is the create will do? It will go to DAO object here. It will go to contact. This is going to save. So it is going to be saved. Similarly, we will go for update. So we will create again DAO, and we will call update. cd.update. What we have? Update method there. So we will say this dot C. So whatever the present object we have in the contact, that object will be updated, and we can return the value to the next page, or whatever the page that you want, to show the updated value. To edit, before edit before update we have to edit. So edit, we will represent the what is the current object for update. Okay. So this is for editing. It's for our manual adjustment. Before edit we will point out which object you are going to update. For that reason we pass the contact class object, which object, whatever the object you pass, that is the present object. Okay. Delete also the same way. We will create a contact DAO, and we will call the delete method, in which we will pass the contact object. to list all the values, I have get list here, and I am calling find all method. Okay. So in this way we can go and work. All other things are getter setter method related to this what do you call in the user managed bean. Okay. So these are the way that we are going to do with. So now let's once again look back to the steps. So we have several steps here. First thing is preparing Hibernate configuration wizard. Second is making reverse engineering. And once we completed this two, we will go for mapping. In the mapping, it will be loaded with this two file, and automatically it generates the class based on the table name that we have connected. Once it is over, we will go to prepare the model, in which we will prepare the Hibernate utility. It is also automatically generated, and our duty is only to prepare DAO. Once DAO is prepared, this DAO will be connected to the controller. Controller nothing but it is a managed bean. In the managed bean, we call the DAO file. So these two only we are going to make a program. All others are configuration file. So almost I come to the last part of all the three topics are covered in this unit 2. Now we can go to the summary. So what is the unit 2? First thing is we discussed about user input. So that was our first topic. Second is converter and validator, and last topic is Hibernate and database. So in the user input, we discussed about most of the controls, most of the tag libraries which will get the input. So input text area, boolean checkbox, select many checkbox, select one radio, select one list box, select one menu, button, command link. All these inputs we discussed in the topic 1. And in the second topic we were discussing about converter and validator. In the converter part, we had a F converter which has list of classes which can solve most of the conversion data, and there is specific tag to convert for a number. So F convert number, and specifically converter is given for date and time. So that is F convert date and time. We can convert for date as well as time here. And validator, we have validate required field, length field, long range, double range, as well as the regular expression. All this discussed in the second topic. And in the last, in this video, we discussed about Hibernate and the database, how Hibernate is connected with the database in the JSF application. So this is the summary of this unit 2. So we come to the end of this unit. If you have any questions, or if you want to discuss with me, you can send me an email, or you can send me a message in the e-learning, or you can raise your question during our team meeting time, our class meeting time. And thank you very much for watching this, and I will prepare separate practical video for this lecture. Thank you very much.